why is it hard to believe Microsoft wants to pivot to a publisher rather than simply selling consoles and accessories? And I agree with you. I have long thoughts going into this current console generation that Xbox's plans are vastly different than PlayStation's, and that their ultimate end goal is to get Xbox Game Pass on everything, including other consoles. Now, I don't know how that works. I don't know if the other consoles like Nintendo and PlayStation would ever do that or want to do that, but I think that's the goal. And I think you're absolutely right. I can totally see a world where Xbox goes into publisher mode. They don't care. I think it's pretty clear that Xbox doesn't care about the box anymore. The actual box. Now, do they support it? Will they make another box? Probably. And yes, they do support their current box. But I think long term, that's not their goal. Their goal is to be a publisher and have Game Pass be the platform rather than the plastic box that you play it on. I think that's clear as day. And the way they're reporting out their monthly active users, that number has been floating around out there. I mean, you have to know that count involves, people logging in through mobile devices, logging through TVs, through PCs, Xbox devices, and so on. That's the idea, is to get their services across all the platforms and then shift from console manufacturer to game publisher and service provider. I think that's absolutely the goal. And I wouldn't argue that, nor was I intending to try to argue that. I definitely think that's the goal. And I was actually thinking about this the other day too, that one of the underreported things a lot of people have been talking about when it comes to this merger is King, the Candy Crush maker, mobile phone game, all that stuff. And it's often, I think, been speculated that that's one of the big pieces that Xbox and Microsoft are after. And I was like, okay, let's say this deal goes through. I wouldn't be surprised to see some version of Game Pass for mobile games for phones, to where you can throw in maybe some of those, King style games in there, almost like Apple Arcade, and have a version of that, maybe plus some of your other more mobile friendly games on there, maybe in its own subscription tier available for mobile devices. I could easily see that happen. And I think if they eventually do get Game Pass across multiple devices, maybe even a PlayStation, Nintendo, I think we're going to see different versions of Game Pass depending on the device that you go on. I mean, arguably we already see that today, because I think the games offered on PC Game Pass and, Xbox console Game Pass, while there are a lot of overlap, there are some differences. So maybe we'll continue to see more and more differences as more and more devices are brought into the ecosystem. So it'll certainly be interesting.
Thanks for tuning into this clip from the GameSite Chronicles podcast. You can tune in new episodes every week, Mondays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and leave a rating on your favorite podcast platform. And until next time, I'm Bonfire, and I will see you online.